I'm at the airport right now, headed down to Orlando to meet my best friend Brian, who called me last week, and he said, dude, I bought a used 35-foot sailboat. You want to come down and help me sail it from the Keys up to Titusville? And I said, heck yeah. So I cleared out my schedule, jumped on a plane, headed down to Orlando now. The goal is to get a rental car, drive down to the Keys tomorrow, and head out bright and early in the morning, and hopefully catch the Gulf Stream north, 210 nautical miles. Weather forecast is great, so this should be an epic journey. So Brian just woke me up out of a dead sleep. We have problems. We're adrift, and we have hailed a tow company.
28 degrees, 14.906 north.
Not unlike a lot of our trips, we always plan for the worst, hope for the best. I think if anything, we tend to over-plan. But as you'll see on some of these adventures, no matter how well you plan, things can always go sideways.
Florida Turnpike. It is about 9:30. Got a lot of work to do today, so it's going to be a long day. Get a good night's sleep and set out first thing in the morning.
This boat was bought non-surveyed. We've never had it off the dock. We've seen it one time, briefly. So this should be interesting. We're just going to be kind of wing it and see what we end up with, you know.
And what's the name of the boat?
Winging it. That's pretty much how we've lived our lives.
It's the perfect name for the boat. Traffic has been pretty congested. We've been sitting in it for, I think, about an hour or so. But we're here.
I think the boat's right in front of us. Looks like it's still floating, which is very much a positive.
And we'll take a walk around the property here in just a second. This marina is absolutely beautiful.
What do you think? Oil's good, and we're gonna go ahead and fire it up just to see, make sure everything's okay. I'm gonna check the internal water that's on a closed system. Yeah, so that's pretty good. Looks nice and clean, no oily residue. So what we're gonna do now is just see if it'll fire up. If it fires up, then we'll quit worrying about that and take care of all this other little stuff we gotta do. Let's see what happens.
It was a busy day in Key Largo, but we felt a sense of accomplishment. The boat was ship-shape and we were excited and ready to go. The only thing left to do was pick up a few necessary items from the store.
Just in case.
Oh yeah, just to be safe. It's been 20 years.
It's been a long day. I think we're almost ready. We've got the boat entirely loaded. Lines and everything are tight. We straightened the mast lines. Mast was a little bit crooked, but I think as good as we can be. We are prepared, and we're gonna hopefully get to bed at a decent hour tonight because we've got a really long day tomorrow, and we're gonna sail straight through.
You see that? That is going to be nice sailing at night. It'll be lit up like daylight out there.
Hey Matt! Grab your camera, come here! Wow!
Somebody gets some town fish stories today.
Couldn't you just hang out here and live?
I think so.
We actually caught it on the inner reef.
Okay. So who reeled that thing in?
I did.
That was you?
Yeah, I got arthritis in my finger from hitting the switch.
That is fantastic, man.
Yep. Went out to about 2,000 feet, dropped within a half hour, got hooked up, fought it for about 2.5 hours, and it was a crew. It was 4 of us. It took every one of us to get it in.
Nice.
About 300 pounds.
Tell us a little bit about your boat.
It's Hell in a Shell, which is named after the Maryland Terrapins. the football team, and it's a Bertram 46.
All right, David, Jimmy, Chris, our new friends down here in Key Largo. These guys caught a 300-pound swordfish today and shared it with us. We just cooked it up on the grill. They cooked it up on the grill. It was freaking awesome. So new friends, new experiences.
Awesome.
Great day. All right, so we just dropped off the rental car, and we're about to get on the boat. We're getting a little bit of a late start, kind of dragging a little bit, but excited to go. Morning. Wind is perfect. So as long as we can get out of this marina without dinging or tearing anything up, it'll be a great day. Headed down the canal right now, and everybody's so nice. It's awesome here. Everybody's waving, asking if they could help. I wish I could have gotten us pulling away from the dock, because it was all hands. We had 5 or 6 people helping us. So I got to shut this down, go back and help Brian with some of the rigging, and we are off.
Maiden voyage of winging it. That's exactly what we're doing. We're winging it.
Made it out of the marina. We're, I don't know, a couple of miles offshore. We're getting started. All right, we've got both sails up now for the first time, the Maine and the Genoa. Brian's trying to get up on deck and adjust rigging. It's the first time this sail's been up since he bought the boat. We've got about 10 to 12 knots of apparent wind. Can't tell what the boat speed is right now, but I'll tell you that here shortly once we get everything adjusted. Pretty good view, huh?
Awesome.
Right now we're still cruising along the coast of the Keys. We might still be in John Penny Camp State Park. That's why the water's so beautiful through here. So it's about 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Had a full day of sailing so far. The wind's been really cooperative. It was chopping up quite a bit there for a while, but now it's really sort of laid down, and the wind stayed steady, but the ocean's a lot nicer.
And we're still doing 7 knots, and it feels like we're not even moving.
And we lost our Garmin for a while there. We're not sure why.
He took a break. He came back though.
As our first day of sailing came to an end, we passed cruise ships, one after another, as they departed Miami bound for the Caribbean.
It's been an awesome day. Miami is just off in that direction. You can see it. It's about 10 miles away. You can see the city lights. But that's a picture-perfect ending to a perfect day. And we're going to sail through the night, try to head up toward Fort Pierce. And with any good luck, we'll be there by morning.
A little tuna!
So tell us what happened. How did we get that?
Time to put the fishing reel up.
About 8 o'clock in the morning, have a great sunrise coming up in the background. Just had an awesome moon set over Fort Lauderdale about an hour and a half ago. We sailed through the night, motoring a little bit right now under sail, just trying to charge up batteries. I think Brian's going to try to hook up the autopilot because you have to drive this boat the whole time. But shaping up to be a good day.
Yeah, the sails are set. And the boat will stay here all night. You can go to sleep.
Let's see what you got on this line.
It's either another one of those little fish or a pile of grass. Alright guys, as you notice, nobody's driving the boat, but actually there is somebody. It's Bob. Bob, the Auto Helm 3000. which the owner told me I should throw it away, but we brought it out here. We couldn't get it working the first day. We tried, and then I found a plug down there, and we cut it off, and we wired it into a 12-volt battery I've got. Took the motor apart, found out what was wrong with it, and got it unseized, and it seems to be working. Holding a course. So it's good to be kind of like a jack of all trades and be able to kind of figure things out. You know, just work the problem that you got now. And you can work through that. You might get lucky. This thing can probably quit in an hour. You can't find good help nowadays.
Hands off.
Hands free.
My hands are so sore. You'd be surprised. Having your hands on a steering wheel for, what, 30-something hours, I think it's been. This is rock steady right now. We were looking to be 350, 355 degrees, and we got a track. We decided to skip going into Fort Pierce, and we're going to motor sail and continue on because we've got another solid 15 hours to get to Canaveral, and we were afraid we weren't going to make it there tomorrow in time. So, man, if this thing keeps working, it is literally going to be smooth sailing. This is awesome.
Thing works surprisingly well.
You MacGyvered the hell out of that, didn't you?
Maybe a little.
As usual. Necessity is the mother of
Invention. Yeah. Well, that was it. There was a necessity for me not to be sitting on my butt no more doing that. Now that I got Bob helping us, I can go Dallas mode.
Dallas mode.
We'll explain that in a future video. Oh, this is rough.
So Brian just woke me up out of a dead sleep. We have problems. We're adrift. We are out of fuel, we think, or there's a fuel issue. And we have hailed a tow company.
Yep. Okay, here you go. 28 degrees, 14.906 north by 80 degrees, 30, which is 30.891 west.
That's about the time Brian woke me up, and I noticed something was up because the motor was sputtering. The seas were really hard. I mean, we were rocking all over the place. Motor died, and we were adrift for, I don't know, an hour or so. Called boat tow, and they got out there pretty quickly within an hour. So 2 hours after that episode started, we're finally in port. We made it 200 miles, 10 miles short of our destination without a tow. So go figure.
Good thing I upped my Boat USA subscription.
Yeah, so this is what a boat tow looks like in a sailboat. Man, that was sketchy for a little while there. That was pretty rough. Seas were crazy. And then below deck, I think we were both starting to get seasick.
But just as we were approaching port, the weather turned. The winds were strong out of the north. Everything was still fine, motoring along, and right about then, poof, motor dies. I guess you got to put fuel in this thing. They said it runs on air. No, when I got the boat, it had half a tank, it showed. And to double check that, I knew it had a 20-gallon tank. So I took 5 gallons and poured in there, and when I poured it in, it showed 3/4 of a tank. And I go, that's perfect. Not wanting to fill it completely up because I was wanting to clean the tank as one of the service things I was going to do. And so had a feeling it only had about a gallon in it, and along with our 5 gallons is about the amount of time it ran. Yeah, it's amazing what it'll do when you put some go-go juice in it.
Although we didn't arrive the way we expected, we still got there safe and sound and right on time for our scheduled haul out. We learned a lot on this trip, and after some maintenance and upgrades, we're looking forward to planning our next adventure.
That was our trip from Key Largo up to Port Canaveral, and it was a mission, 48 hours of solid sailing. Got a little sketchy at the end. We had every safety device, we had EPIRB beacons, we had, auto-inflate PFD vests, we had a life raft, I had a wetsuit, not a survival suit because, the Gulf Stream this time of year, or the time of year we took the trip was, probably 75, 76 degrees. You can still get hypothermia in that kind of water, but it takes a lot longer with a wetsuit. I was comfortable with that, but I think we did everything we could possibly do. But sometimes instruments fail and gas gauges fail.
Well, I tell you what was funny though is trying to hail a tow and couldn't get anybody on the radio, and eventually just had to call them on the cell phone. I was like, wow, if we'd been a little further off, that might have been difficult. The thought for the boat was naming it also MacGyver's Nightmare, but I don't think it's that bad. I didn't know what we got when we bought it, basically sight unseen on an eBay auction. So we were just kind of stepping in there, and it was being bought without a survey. That was explained in the beginning that the owners did not have time for a survey, that you were going to buy it after you looked at it, you're committed, and then you either walk away then or take it. So that's very scary, and you read everywhere that's not what to do. And we really expected when we pulled this boat out to find like a gaping hole with some plywood screwed in and some glue put over it underneath, because we weren't even allowed to look at the bottom. So you'll see from the video, I think we got lucky. All right, well, we'll see you again in the future.
Okay, stay tuned for more adventures with Matt and Brian and Winging It.